What's happening, YouTube? This is Visarix, and I got a few comments on the floating coliseum video asking for more of an explanation on how to build the deer stand. So I'm going to be going over some of that here. So the first thing we're going to want to get is a construct head. Best place I found to get a hold of those is going to be up here on one of the sky islands. The destination there. We're going to actually land on this thing here and then make our way over to this cross-shaped structure. So right now I'm at the Ulri Mountain Skyview Tower. That's going to take us over to that little island. Normally there would be a flux contract here, but you don't actually need to fight it. Though if you do want to fight it, it's a good source of construct parts, which do actually we do actually need those to get the construct head. Make sure you have at least one wheel of stamina for doing this. And while you're here, pick up any plants that grow on the little island. You can get hardy radish, you can get sundelion. They're all super useful. And get this flying machine that's already built. And just take all the batteries that are sitting here and you can kind of just stick them wherever. Just putting them near the fans. Just don't put them all on one side, otherwise this thing's going to be super unbalanced and hard to steer. So I'm just distributing them as evenly as possible. You could also make just a hover bike with the two fans. It would be more battery efficient, but we've already got more than enough batteries to make it to where we're going. And this is just a little easier to control. If you add these all to a hover bike, it gets super unbalanced and hard to control. And you can already see our destination here. From here, it's that gumball machine looking thing. And we're already there with 2 batteries to spare. So once you get here, what you'll want to put into this thing are the things I normally put in are these. Just pieces that you get from fighting the constructs. It'll spit out a random assortment of parts. So we got a construct head, 2 construct heads, cart, 2 carts, and a homing cart. This thing also spits out stakes, which is another part we need. We need 1 of each. 1 stake, 1 construct head. So, since we didn't get a stake when doing that, just toss in some more parts. And look at that, a stake came out. The next part we need is going to be down here by the Risk Peninsula. It's just going to be right at the base here. I just want to be careful while you're getting down here. There is a black hinox. It's pretty easy to avoid though. And we're just going to go right past him and over to here. And the part that we need is just sitting up here on this little ledge. That's the beam emitter. And you can just use it to a weapon or shield. And every time you reload into the area, there's going to be another one sitting here. So you can come back and get as many as you need. The build itself takes 6 of them, but you can make do with 2 or 3. just by copying them with the auto build. Doing that will cost zonite, but it does save you some rupees because you don't need to detach as many things. The next part is over here at the John Sao Shrine. That's just in the Lanayru wetlands. This one's more of an optional part. It's the one I used for the build, but you can definitely use any part that's the same or similar dimensions. I'll actually show a different one in a moment, but just for the sake of making this close to what I used in the video. Complete the first puzzle in the shrine. Construct that there's normally a construct here, but I guess not today. So this is the part we'd be looking for. Just fuse that to a shield, and it will reappear in a moment. So you can get as many of them as you need. You only use 2 for the build. And now over in Terrytown, I want to talk to Pellison. And just have him disassemble some of the stuff so you can get the parts that we need. Break that down, and you need to move the first one out of the way. It doesn't despawn or anything, but it just needs to be out of the disassembly zone in order for him to disassemble anything else. So the build uses 6 of these, but you don't need all 6 because this, build a row of them. That didn't attach very well. Okay, just going to do that every time. And now that that is in our auto build history, move away from it so it does not automatically grab. Build a second one. Let's take out the construct head because we're going to need to use that anyway. And make sure that, yeah, you want to make sure that the eyeball is facing the same side as the lasers are pointing. And that way it will aim them at the enemy. And you just stack them like, not exactly like that. Try to line them up as closely as possible. That's pretty much all you need. So that part is now done. You could also get them to detach these boards from the shields if you were planning to use them. And in that case you would complete the build here. So instead of using these boards, what I'm going to do instead is head down to one of the parts depots in the depths. These are scattered all over the depths. Just avoid that Lionel for now. And every one of them has this little section here that contains 2 long boards, or concrete slabs, I guess, and a short one. All you need to do is create this kind of horseshoe shape. That's going to be the main structure. Then put back into your auto build, where we made the construct head with the lasers. And with the eyeball facing towards you, just stick it on just out of reach. Alright. Climb this thing. Like this. And stick it to the end of that. Now flip this over. And the important part here is to have it in this orientation when you attach the stake, and that way when you bring it out of your auto build, it'll be in this, it'll be sideways instead of standing straight up, and that way it will fit into the little alcove in the floating coliseum that you're usually summoning it in. Because if it was sticking straight up, it would you would need to kind of catch it in the air. So this just makes it a little bit easier. You would come down into one of these little alcoves here. Open up auto build. And there it is. And same as before, just make sure that the bottom is lined up with this line on the wall. And that ensures that, or it should ensure that that's, I might have it a bit high. Oh yeah, I have it a bit higher than the line on the wall. Okay, so that should be about where it needs to be. Yep, so now I'm going to send into it. And it's high up enough that it's not going to be destroyed by the Lionel's roar. And the laser will be able to reach them. You want to avoid putting it on any of the walls near the entrance. So the one with the entrance itself, this wall here, or this wall to the other side of it, because when the coliseum gets activated, those walls sort of reset, and it removes the deer stand from, basically from existence within the game. So I'll activate the coliseum now, same as before. land into it. Activate the same as the other one. It still protects us from the arrows from above. Here's a bit of a bonus if you stuck around to the end. This is Bravery Island. It's one of a set of 3 islands, Sky Islands. There's Bravery Island, Valor Island, and Courage Island. And if you have 2 or fewer fairies in your inventory, they will actually spawn here. So there's one over here. I'm just going to grab it real quick. Make sure you crouch as you're doing this. Otherwise they will get scared off and fly away. Sometimes they'll hover just out of reach, but they will eventually come down. It just might take a while. Sometimes they're kind of annoying about it. Here it goes. 3 of them can spawn at once, and that kind of sets the maximum amount that you can have in your inventory at any given time to 5 of them. And in addition to just, providing an extra life, giving you some safety while you're doing the floating coliseum, there's also a recipe that involves these things. You don't actually cook the fairy, it just kind of comes down and helps you cook the meal. Using 4 Sundelions and 1 fairy, it will create sunny fried wild greens, which cleanse 12 hearts of gloom, and also restore 10 hearts, which is a bit more efficient than, using 5 Sundelions where it only cleanses the gloom and doesn't restore any hearts. And then you need to use a second meal in order to restore hearts. You are still off by 2 hearts, but that's where stacking baked apples comes in handy. You can just use those to get the 2 remaining hearts back, and you're back to full HP. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Hope this helps.